When playing a video game, characters will have different states or moves. For example, there's idle or hit or kick or even punch. In Toon Boom Harmony, this is done by the Save a New Version feature. Now, before we get too far ahead, I want to show you where that's located. This is located under File, Save as New Version. Now, before we get into that, I do want to actually save a different version of the file that I have right now. Now, I've opened up '09 versions, but I want to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to simply name this Nikki, after our character. Now, the reason I'm doing this, it's going to come into play once we start saving out different states like idle or run or anything like that. So I'll click Save. So now what I want to do is I'm going to create our idle animation. So just to make sure I don't get in any trouble, I'll go to File, Save as New Version, and instead of writing Nikki, I'll simply write idle. And I'll click OK. And now I'm going to start working on that animation. I'll click on the very first frame. Let's insert a keyframe. Simply press F6. And about frame 20, I'm going to insert a second keyframe, F6. And if you notice, I have my stop motion keyframes on, which basically means I don't have automatic tweens happening. To turn this on and off, simply go to Animation and come down and select Stop Motion Keyframe. So what I want to do at frame 20 is I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. I'm going to hold my space bar to get the hand. And I'm going to move my character just a little bit below the line. And if you notice, I have my onion skin on. To turn that on and off, just simply come down here to the bottom. But I want to have mine on just so I can see what's happening with the legs here. So I'll select the back leg, and I'll go up to my deformation area and show the selected deformation. I want to bend the leg up a little bit. And I have my onion skin on so I can adjust exactly where the feet are. So select the back leg, and we'll do the same. Show our deformation. Just going to zoom in here just a little bit. Just going to distort the drawing just a little bit more. All right, so our previous frame, she's kind of standing up and then she squashes down. So select the arm, turn on our deformation. Select the back arm, and we'll turn on a deformation. So I'm just building a quick little idle set here. And I want to make sure the leg isn't cutting off too much here. It's not hiding from the belt. And next, I will select frame 1, and we'll copy this, Command-C, Control-C on PC. And we'll go to about frame 40. I'm going to paste Command-V, Control-V on PC. And I also want to come here and select the stop. So it's right at frame 40. Now this isn't the actual animation end, but this is exactly where everything will loop when I hit the play button. I do want to drag this back one frame though. So I'll click on the black arrow here and drag it right to 39. Or I could simply come here and set it to 39 in the stop field. So let's zoom out, and I'll click play to take a look at this. Now, of course, it's not doing too much right now because we have not set our tweens. But before we do, I'm going to go ahead and do something with the hair as well. Now, each of the ponytails has a bone deformer, so we're going to rotate this up a little bit. So once she's down, the hair would go up. So we'll select the back ponytail, rotate that up a little bit. And we'll set our tweens by simply doing Command K. Select frame 20 and do Command K once more. And let's zoom out and we'll click play. Make sure our loop is turned on. All right, so we have our animation. Now to do a little bit of an offset to our animation, a little bit of follow through, we're going to offset what's happening with the ponytails. So what I want to do is go ahead and open up our peg here and come down to the deformation for the hair. So I'm going to select all of the keys for both layers. I'm going to click and drag this forward to about frame 7. Okay, so I'll select frame 40 again, and we'll insert a keyframe, F6. We'll copy that keyframe, Command C. Let's go back to frame 1. Now if you notice the hair is not there, we're going to go ahead and paste that in, Command V. And if you notice, it's kind of doing a little jump there right now because it's not doing a tween. So I'll make sure I do Command K with those two selected. Now if I scrub now, we should see a little bit more of the animation. So that's cleaned up. We'll collapse this and we'll play the animation again, and we should see the hair following through a little bit better. Okay, now we've over-exaggerated the hair just a little bit just to show you what's going on. But what I will do now is go ahead and save. And we've saved the idle version. Now, just to make this very simple, I want to show you how you would save out a different version. So I'm going to select the hand, and I'm going to move my cursor down here to the timeline to highlight it, and simply press the letter O. So it's going to show me the hand that's actually holding the sword. So I'm going to select all the frames. And we'll set that hand to drawing 1, so the sword is not there. So if we play this animation now, looks pretty good. And I want to save a new version, and we'll do idle, no sword. And we'll click OK. Now usually when you save a Harmony document, you're going to have a single folder. And if you save a new Harmony document, you'll have a separate folder. Save a new version is actually going to place several documents in the same folder. Now this is also a way that you can work on things. For instance, when I'm working on projects, I will often save version 1, version 2, version 3, so you can use the save a new version that way as well. But let me show you exactly what's happening. If you look in my folders here, under Nikki, if I open this up, we have idle, and we also have idle no sword. In addition to this, our main file is Nikki. So we have 3 separate Harmony documents inside of one folder versus our earlier documents, which all have their own separate folders. So by saving new versions, you're not only able to save out different animations for your characters, but it's also a way to manage multiple backups of a file.